Hello everyone and welcome to the class of economics. So students, we have already started chapter 3, that is demand. Now this is part 2, that is second video of chapter 3rd, that is demand. In the previous video I have explained you about individual market demand, demand schedule, market demand and market demand schedule. Now today we will start with law of demand and we try to complete this chapter today only. The law of demand, when you have heard this word or you have seen this in your books. So when we say law, means something which is made, something by the experiments and something by the observations, some calculations which are made by certain economics. That is why this particular thing became law. So when we say law of demand, which expresses a functional relationship between price and quantity, that is price of that commodity and quantity demanded of that commodity from the consumers. So it is just through law of demand, it is creating or it is making a functional relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity demanded of the commodity. It has been universally observed that people buy more quantity of the goods. That means, as I said, consumers are very rational, a very wise person consumer is. That is why he tries to purchase more and more quantity of goods and services when its prices are low, that is it is reduced. When prices go up, that is prices rise, he will purchase less. He will wait for that time when the prices of that goods or commodity will reduce or will fall. So that is why it is observed that people buy more quantity of goods when they are available at a lower price, that is less price or cheap price, and the quantity purchased declines, that is the quantity of commodity which they are purchasing, it will reduce or it will fall with an increase in its price. Say for example, any commodity is there, you wanted to purchase a sanitizer, if its cost rises from 150 to 200, okay, you try not to purchase that goods, instead you find some other solution for that, okay, and if its prices are falling from 150 to say 100, you will purchase two sanitizers bottle. Why? Because its prices are falling. So this is a general tendency of the customer. So a rise in the price of a commodity or service is followed by a fall in quantity demand. That is, as prices rises, the quantity demanded will fall. This is general theory or general rule of demand and or market. And a fall in price, and if the prices are falling, then quantity demanded will increase by then. Thus, lower the price, larger is the quantity demanded of a commodity and vice versa. The law thus states that other things being equal, that is why whenever this functional relationship comes, whenever this kind of theory comes, that as price rise, quantity demanded decreases, as price falls, quantity demanded increases. So when this criteria comes, we need to see other factors which are actually influencing the demand. There are other factors which influence the demand. It can be change in season, change in taste, fashion, habit, likes, dislikes. Other than that, it can be income of the consumer, price of the complementary goods, price of the substitute goods, price of the same commodity. Okay, so there are many reasons behind fluctuations of the demand. That is, these factors which influence market demand as well as individual demand. We have discussed this in our previous video. So demand varies inversely, that means what we see actually, there is an indirect relationship between price and quantity demanded. Indirect relationship or inverse relationship. As price increase, quantity demand decrease. As price decrease, quantity demanded increase. So there is an inverse relationship. Lower the price, greater is the effective demand. Higher the price, lesser is the demand. Now some assumptions of this law of demand. When we say assumptions, means some of the things which we need to assume, मानने के लिए है ना, okay, we assume that law of demand comes or law of demand applies when we assume these many things which could happen. The first is the income of the consumer remains same. As I said, this is also one of the factor which influence the demand, the quantity demanded of a consumer. Like if we see generally, if our income, say for example you all, your income, if somebody who is earning, if his income will increase, his quantity demanded will also increase. So what we need to see, we need to prove that law of demand says that as price decrease, quantity demand increase, as price increase, quantity demand decrease. So we need to see other factor which must be constant, and from those factor, one of the factor is income of the consumer, which must be constant, which must remain same, it must not increase. Second is the price of related goods. Related goods means substitute goods or complementary goods. So, price of those goods remains unchanged. It must not increase or decrease during that time of law of demand. Third is the preferences and taste of consumer must remain same. That means this is also third factor which affects the demand of the consumer. So, the taste and preferences, likings and disliking of the consumer must not change. It must be same during the period of consumption of that commodity. Fourth is the quality of similar goods available in the market is almost unchanged. That means the quality of other such similar or substitute goods which are available in the market should not change. It must be unchanged. During the period under study, it is presumed that prices are not likely to change in near future. That means during that period of consumption by a consumer, we need to assume that things will not change. That means other factors must not have any change. And last, no substitutes for the commodities are available. That means for that same commodity we need to assume, of course for one commodity we have many substitutes, okay, there can be many substitutes available in the market for one product, but we need to assume for as per as law of demand or during the period of consumption that there is no substitutes available in the market. Now there are some exceptions to the law of demand. Now when we say exceptions means except that, okay, it means those kinds of goods or commodity where law of demand never applies or does not apply. So there are certain exceptions or there are certain cases where law of demand never applies, okay. These exceptions are, first is inferior or given goods. When we say inferior goods means cheap goods, okay. This particular name Giffen is given by Sir Robert Giffen, who gave or who propounded the theory of inferior goods or given goods. So given goods are a special category of cheap or inferior goods in which demand for a commodity falls with a fall in its price. Now here between price and quantity demanded, as far as law of demand is concerned, there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, but here this is an exception. So in the case of this given goods or inferior goods, as price increases the quantity demanded will also increase, as price falls quantity demand will also fall. So this is the case, that is why we call it exceptional case. In case of certain inferior goods, when their prices fall, their demand may not rise because extra purchasing power caused by fall in prices is diverted on purchase of superior goods. That means people use, this is in case of inferior goods. So people will divert whenever its prices fall, people will not demand this particular good, that is the quantity demanded will also fall. Why? Because people will think that these are inferior or cheap goods, we should not purchase. So their mind divert to some superior quality of goods instead of this inferior goods. Then second is fear of shortage. There are possibilities or probabilities that in market there are sometimes shortage or crisis for certain goods or commodity. Sometimes it's mere rumor or something which is created as which is not there is no fact or actuality in that, but still there are certain shortages of the goods, like goods are expected to become scarce or short or costly in future. These goods are purchased by the household in increased quantities or in advance, even when their prices are rising upwards, and this is due to the fear of further rise in price. Say for example petrol. If you understand or if you come to know that the prices of petrol will be increasing after 2 days, what you will do, what is the general tendency of the consumer will store more and more of petrol which is not required at this particular moment or time, but still they will try to purchase more quantity of petrol in advance just because they come to know that the prices of petrol will be rising after 2 days. Third is goods of ostentation. Ostentation means these are kind of goods which are prestige, status symbol, okay, or which has an impact on your prestige, on your status or goodwill or reputation in the market. So there are certain goods which makes you popular, okay, affording them which makes you popular. Like status symbol goods are purchased not because of their intrinsic value but because of status. That means people may not require those goods, but just to show off, just to show their status, their popularity, how much wealth they have. So just to show off, people possess or consumer possess this kind of or purchase this kind of goods. Or prestige value, the same jewelry, like a jewelry example, when sold at a lower price sells poorly but offered at 2 times the price sells quite well. That means in case of diamond jewelry, something which are precious antique item, some luxurious cars, so people possess or purchase these items just to show off. Okay. So this will not have any effect. Even the prices of these luxurious goods or diamond jewelries will increase, the demand for those goods will also increase with that, because these are exceptions to the law of demand. It is not having same application as law of demand. Fourth is ignorance. That means people or consumers are unaware about the conditions in the market, unaware about the prices strategy in the market. So consumer may buy more of a commodity at a higher price when they are ignorant of the prevailing prices of the commodity in the market. Now along with that, there are some more topics, that is movement along the demand curve. When we say movement along the demand curve, that there can be two movement. It can be leftward or rightward, or it can be expansion in demand, or it can be contraction in demand. So movement can be called as, it is based on law of demand. That means this movement can be rightward or leftward, as I said, or it can be called as more precisely expansion and contraction in demand. So it is already based on law of demand, and law of demand which says there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So here the quantity demanded of the commodity changes due to the changes in its price, keeping other factors constant. Now what are these other factors? All those factors which influence the demand of that commodity. It can be change in fashion, change in taste and preferences, income of the consumer, price of related goods and so on. So the changes in quantity demanded can be graphically expressed as a movement. That means when we are showing it graphically, or graphically representation can be called as movement of the demand curve along the demand curve. It can be expansion in demand and contraction in demand. Now let us explain or understand expansion in demand. Expansion means increase, okay, to expand or to increase. So expansion means increase in quantity demanded or downward movement along the demand curve. That means this is called as a downward movement. Now downward movement is, do not take it like it is decreasing. Downward movement means the demand which is increasing, expansion in demand. So it states that quantity demanded of the commodity rises due to fall in price of the commodity. As you can see here, as the prices, this is y axis, this is OX axis. We see that this is price and this is quantity demanded. Now here what we can see, as price is falling, this arrow shows that price is falling from OP to P1. The quantity demanded which is increasing from Q to Q1, this arrow shows this. And this is the demand curve which we get along the demand curve, and which is expansion in demand. The rise in quantity demanded due to fall in price of the commodity is known as expansion in demand. Now here we can see tabular presentation. Price, this is demand in units. You can see price which is constantly decreasing, 6, then 4, then 2 per unit, and the quantity demanded which is increasing from 20 to 40 to 60. Now what we notice here, an inverse relationship. As price is falling, quantity demanded is increasing. As price is falling, quantity demanded is increasing. This is expansion in demand. In the given diagram, price is measured on vertical axis, whereas quantity demanded is measured on horizontal axis. So a consumer will demand more of commodity at falling prices. Second is contraction in demand. To contract means to be like this, okay, from an expanded size to you contract, okay. So it is decrease in demand, we can say, decrease in quantity demanded or upward movement along the demand curve. Now here it states that quantity demanded of the commodity falls due to price of the commodity. That is, you can see here in tabular presentation, price which is increasing from 2 to 4 to 6. But what we see, as price is increasing, quantity demanded is falling, because both are having an inverse relationship. Now here what we notice, that vertically we have price and horizontally we are calculating quantity demanded, and what we notice, the arrow is showing here, that means the quantity demanded is decreasing because of increase in price. So in the given diagram, prices are measured on vertical axis, whereas quantity demanded is measured on horizontal axis. So, a consumer will demand less when prices are increasing. Now, shift in demand curve or change in demand curve. When we say shift means it can be rightward shift or it can be leftward shift. Again, both the things are actually calculating or actually can express increase as well as decrease in demand. When it is rightward shift, we can say increase in demand. When it is leftward shift, it is decrease in demand. So, it is based on factor other than price. Now, what is the difference between movement and shift? When we say movement in demand curve, here only the changes in price will decide the movement of the demand curve. Either it can have expansion or contraction. When we say shift, here other than price, that means price will not be responsible for the shift in the demand curve. It is other factors which influence the shift in the demand curve. Other factors can be change in income, change in the price of related, change in the income of consumer, change in the price of related goods. Related goods means substitute or complementary goods, and many other factors work on that. So, it is based on factor other than price of the commodity. If demand changes due to change in any of one factor or all the factor other than price of the same commodity, it is known as shift in demand curve. And shift can be of increase and decrease in demand, that is rightward or leftward shift. When we say increase in demand refers to rise in demand of a commodity caused due to any other factor. Now, remember students, as I said, in graphically representation there can be two things. It can be movement, it can be shift. When we talk about movement, it is always upward or downward. It can be because of the price of the commodity. When we say shift, it is rightward and leftward, and it is because of the factors which other than the price. Okay. That is caused due to any factors other than own price of the commodity. In the given diagram, price is measured on the vertical axis, whereas quantity demanded is measured on horizontal axis. Now, here what we can see, according to the tabular presentation, price which is same, because the price of the commodity which is given, it is not at all changing. It is other factors which determines the change in the quantity demanded. It can be any other factor. Say for example, if it is a winter season, prices may remain same for woolen clothes, but we require more and more woolen clothes. So, prices may increase, prices may decrease, or prices remain constant, but the demand for those woolen clothes will increase only as the season is proceeding. Okay. So, it is because of demand which is rising. Then what we notice here is price is same, but quantity demanded is increasing from 20 to 40. Now, here we can see that the price of the commodity is same, it is not showing any increase or decrease, but still the quantity demanded is increasing and it is having a rightward shift. So, we can have two demand curve. This is the new demand curve which we get, D1, D1, which shows that there is an increase in the price from the original demand curve. Okay. But due to the change in other factors other than price, the demand curve shifts rightward from DD to D1, D1. With the rightward shift in demand curve from this, the quantity demanded shows that there is an increase in price from Q to Q1. Now, second is decrease in demand. Now, second aspect, decrease in demand means it is showing the leftward shift. Now, here in the diagram you can see, and first we will start with the table, that here we can see that price which is not increasing, again it is same, 2 rupees per unit, but what we notice that the quantity demanded is decreasing from 60 to 40. In the diagram we can see vertically we have price and horizontally we are expressing quantity demanded, and what we notice, there is no change in price, but since other factors other than the price which are showing or changing or influencing the quantity demanded, that is why the demand which is decreased from OQ to Q1. So, we get two demand curve. This was the original demand curve, this is the new demand curve which we will get, that is D1, D1, and which shows here a leftward movement. Leftward means the demand is decreasing without any changes in the price, but because of changes in other factors. So, due to the change in other factor other than price, the demand curve shifts leftward to DD to D1 D1. With the leftward shift in demand curve from DD to D1 D1, the quantity demanded falls from OQ to OQ1, which is known as decrease in demand. So dear students, in this particular chapter, this was all about demand, and this course will come in your forthcoming exams. So prepare well, all the best, and if you have any doubts you can ask me. Thank you.